Renald is the VP Ecosystem and Marketing at Thinxtra. He's passionate about marketing technology and Internet of Things. He is currently leading the Thinxtra marketing team to connect the unconnected to Sigfox in Australia and New Zealand. Renald has 25 years experience in different continents, leading teams from diverse departments and multicultural backgrounds. He's also been successful in founding, restructuring and managing sales and marketing activities. Please welcome Renald.
Thanks. So like Ethan, I tried to find a picture that was about Sydney by night, but yeah, not as good as this picture. You can guess that's the opera. So we've seen Alex talking about the hardware side of IoT. We've seen Data61 talking about the analytics part. We're pretty much in the middle. We're about connectivity because it's good to have things, but what we've seen is that things need to be connected to the cloud, and from the cloud then you can do that analytics. So how things are going to be connected? At the moment we see IoT connectivity today for smart bins or cars. Oh, yeah. So they're connected through 3G or 4G. We know all those items in the house. The Alexa from Amazon, the Nest, or the Belkin plugs. Usually they're connected through Wi-Fi on the network. Or you've seen some beacons, Fitbit or Tile. They're being connected through Bluetooth or Zigbee. So each have their advantage and disadvantage. 3G, 4G, direct connectivity to the cloud. They can transfer a large amount of data, but they've got issues of high power consumption and high costs. Wi-Fi, indirect connectivity, you need a gateway. They can transfer a large amount of data, which is a good thing, but high power consumption, but they're low cost. And Zigbee or Bluetooth technology, they're indirect connectivity as well. You need a gateway. They transfer a small amount of data, but they are low power consumption and quite low cost. So the problem, all those different connectivity solutions have either energy consumption, connectivity issues, or cost. And the solution, one of the solutions is LPWAN technology, and the most mature technology in that field is Sigfox, which is what we call a global network for connecting things. So the way it works is, so you've got all your things connecting to antenna on the rooftop, so like 3G, and go directly to the cloud. So the big advantage is low cost. They cost around 10 times less than 3G. Low power, 300 times less than 3G. So in terms of power consumption, it's the lowest power consumption you can get from any kind of connectivity. In terms of a connection range, it's depending on where you are in the city. Very dense cities, you could get around 3 to 5 kilometers, or in rural area between 20 to 50 kilometers away. And it's reliable and secure. That's quite important as well. I mean, when we talk to water metering, they want very secure technology. It doesn't use IP technology. It uses a proprietary protocol, and on top of that, it only connects when it needs to. So usually less than a second every time it connects. So it's pretty hard to crack. Oh, again. So Sigfox, just in a few words, is that when we say global network, it's present now, in fact, in 18 countries. And this year alone, it's going to be in 16 more countries. So, and at the moment, we're building a network for Australia and New Zealand. So pretty much catered to all the markets. I mean, from smart buildings, smart agriculture, smart cities, smart living. If you look into smart cities today, from smart cities, smart living, and Alex described any case scenario that could be used to. Some smart city applications, so there's even more here. So some example of things worth mentioning. Catherine, you mentioned you didn't want to talk about parking. Well, that's one of them. Westbeam, you didn't want to talk about them, that's one of them. And asset tracking. So the difference, I mean, those solutions in terms of smart parking, smart bins already exist and they already use 3G. The big difference now is that with that kind of technology, you can have a solution which is way cheaper than what it is at the moment. And the other advantage is that the battery is going to last a long time. When I say long time, battery can last 10 to 20 years. Depends really how much you connect. And that's really the big difference. Now you can have, you can implement this kind of solution to a lot of things because it's really cost efficient, but also very not power hungry, very limited in terms of power consumption. So it makes sense now to have everything being connected, millions of objects being connected because it's affordable and lasts a long time. You don't need to recharge it every week or every month or even every year. So in terms of tracker, I mean, I took the one from Alex. Oh, it's at the bottom of my pocket. So when we talk about asset trackers, that's the size of the objects, and this one is made by Alex. And so, as you mentioned, I mean, you can have Sigfox integrated a GPS tracker, and it's connecting 20 kilometers away, and that's, to me, that's quite unreal, and it's going to last between 1 to 3 years. It really depends on the size of battery you're going to add. But a battery this size will last around over a year. But if you put a battery a bit longer, yeah, you could last 3 years or 5 years. Really depends on how many times you're going to connect every day. And that's where the revolution is, because you can have an object like that which is going to cost around less than $50, yes, and less than $50 with connectivity that could cost around $2 per year. So you can have an object that comes with the connectivity below $100, and you'll be able to track, for instance, your bike, your pet, or whatever you want. That's an example as a tracker, but same thing with any other kind of objects. So yeah, that's my last slide. So IoT, yeah, you all know that is the next big wave. There's nothing really new there. But what's really new is LPWAN technology is the connectivity of choice for Internet of Things, for all the reasons I mentioned. And in LPWAN technology, Sigfox is the most mature technology. Limited in terms of data transfer, but voluntarily limited in terms of data transfer because the most important part is power consumption, and you want the power consumption to last very long. If you're going to transfer a lot of data, that will drag the battery very quickly. So specifically designed for monitoring battery status, GPS location, temperature, those kind of little information that are very important with things. And Thinxtra, the company I work for, is the exclusive network operator for Australia and New Zealand. So we're building the network. Just to mention that point, we're already covering Sydney and Melbourne, and within the next 6 months, we'll be covering 30% of the population, and worst case scenario, in 18 months, we'll be covering 85% of the population. So that's the plan. Thank you very much.